Well, alrighty then, it's time for the Earth Element tier list. So before we begin, I just want to wish you all happy holidays. Enjoy your time with your family and friends. And yeah, I just hope you have a good time. We're very close to 2,000 subscribers. I think we're like 2 or 3 subscribers away. It's pretty crazy. The amount of support I just got in these past 2-3 months has been insane. And yeah, I mean, it's you all. That is why I keep doing these videos. I just hope this help. Of course, sometimes I'm behind with videos, and like now with the ultimate beta video, I don't know when I'm gonna post that. I don't know when I can record. I really don't have much time to even play the game. So yeah, I'm trying, but you know, during the holidays it's just a bit harder to record. But don't worry, I'll be making videos. So this will be a faster tier list because we only have 2 new units. So of course it's gonna be a bit shorter than the light element tier list, and I'm not gonna talk much about the very weak units that are outdated and just don't deserve time. So yeah, okay, so the very first unit up here is the Terraria Asana, who is a charge yeller. So obviously all the charge yellers and most of the break yellers in every element are must-have characters, because charge yelling is just that good. And charge yelling is like never going anywhere, looks like. So yeah, raises the charge of a single ally is just the best thing in the game, most probably, like one of the best buffs. And she also gives a crit at the same time, so that is very, very good. She's a must-have, obviously. She was actually one of the first anniversary units, so at this point she's already a year old, which is pretty crazy. It feels like it was just now, for real. So Rain, she also came out like right after the first anniversary, and in my opinion, she's not a bad unit. She's not a bad unit at all. But to be honest, I really was thinking hard about this. Like, is she worthy of being in the strong tier or in the very strong tier? And in my opinion, no, she's not actually. So she has a charge skill which is an AoE, which makes it a bit weaker. She lowers physical resistance, which is always good. And basically she just does some basic stuff, gives recollection field, which is always good. But again, she has an AoE incarnate skill and lowers, like, she doesn't do all that much. And of course, as time went by, she just got replaced very, very fast. Like, she was viable for that ranking event when she came out, and I think she just got instantly replaced, if I remember right. I think she's still a decent character, but not the best of the best. And of course, many people didn't have moon crystals to spend on her because they probably upgraded this Earth to Kirito instead. So, you know, but they basically do the same thing. So I might be really, really mean towards these 2 units. But in my opinion, they're just not as good as some of the characters that are gonna be up here. Like, that is just my opinion. Like, they're just not as impressive. Like, look at this Kirito. His kit is very, very bland. And he also was, by the way, a first anniversary unit. Lowers physical resistance by 20%, and then his assault skill and his second assault skill, like, there's no point to give him this second assault skill. This could have been anything else but this, like, for real. And then his incarnate skill is fine, but I mean, him as well. He just got replaced by all these units that are gonna be above here. Like, yeah, that's just my opinion, for real. So one of the units, by example, is this Goddess Asuna, who I think, now, I actually didn't have time to use her much. And I'm gonna have time when I do the new ultimate battle event, because I saw that we need to use magic attacking characters. So I might be placing her a bit wrong. But in my opinion, because she has the EX Awakening, and with that she's able to do 200% incarnates, you know, charge stack and so on, she's just on another level than these characters. And even if we take a look at her kit, she lowers magic resistance, which is very good for a magic team, raises critical damage by 20%, and heals and raises more magic resistance. Like, she's a pretty nice unit. I remember that she was pretty nice. Many people were you know, really focusing on this goddess Xenon. They came out at the same time. Many people were focusing on her much more, because her kit was a tiny bit better, but still, this Asuna is a very good character, in my opinion, and I'm actually pretty confident. Maybe like she's somewhere between the strong or very strong tier. You could correct me, but in my opinion, she's better than the Kirito or the Rain. Just because she has the next level mechanics added to her kit, and she of course provides the team with all the buffs she does. And her Imaginariums, by the way, are not bad. Maybe soonish they should upgrade these. We'll see what will happen, but in my opinion, she's a pretty fine character. So then on, another character that just got her EX Awakening. So her kit might be very, very bland, I know. But one thing is for sure, that her Imaginariums combined with her having her EX Awakening, so you know, break stacking is very, very good. The 200% incarnates, but she has, you know, the recollection field. But all in all, with her EX Awakening, she just does very, very good damage. Of course, her stats got raised even more. And yeah, she's a very good character, honestly. I really like using her again. And yeah, that's basically all I need to say. The EX Awakenings just upgrade units and just make them viable again. It's like the Extreme Z Awakening of SAO, basically. This Alice is very outdated. Same thing with the Linal. I can never remember their names, or which one is Linal and which one's the other one. But anyways, we got Mermaid Asana. By the way, I mixed up the order a bit. We got Mermaid Asana. I still really like using her, and she came out way more than a year ago. So yeah, I mean, she has the healing on attack. What more do I need to say? And she still has fine damage. And she lowers magic resistance, which is always good. And yeah, I mean, it's a waifu. I mean, look at her art, by the way. Still, in my opinion, she's a very good character. I mean, probably she could get bumped down to the strong tier, because I mean, slowly but surely, you know, these EX characters and the new characters are starting to replace these older characters. So actually, I'm gonna leave her in the strong tier. I'm gonna leave her in the strong tier. Mermaid Lisbeth, I really just wanted Asuna when these two came out, by the way. They were on the same banner. I really just wanted Asuna, but don't get me wrong, she's pretty nice as well. So she's raising magic attack instead of healing. That is all. Like, she's a pretty fine unit, but I mean, I just never used her as much, because Earth Element is really not that magic attack focused. Because we have the Unishow Ring Alifa, and I mean, yeah, most of the good Earth units are physical attackers, so it is what it is. But you know, for the magic side of things, she's a very good character for buffing and stuff like that. But still, not as good as the Asuna with the healing on attack. Asuna was just always viable. People were using her even a year after, you know, she came out on like every Earth Element ranking, and because healing on attack is just very good, and that's that. So the new 2nd anniversary Xenon. do I even need to say that she's God tier? Do I even need to say? Like, obviously, she's God tier. So while I'm not the biggest fan of her kit, her kit is very good by the way, but again, they just didn't change that much up in some of her skills. Like, I mean, all the anniversary characters were like very very similar, even though they were different elements and they could have done different stuff for for each element. They chose not to, and I'm a tiny bit disappointed on that. But anyways, this Xenon is very very good. She has heal on attack and gives a recollection field in the same skill, by the way. She has very good damage overall, a super strong incarnate skill. Of course, her being a limited character, she has the very very OP very OP Imaginarium as well. Very very good stats. Like, do I even need to say that she's a God tier character? I actually haven't had a chance to film a showcase video of her yet. Maybe I'll do that in the Ultimate Battle video, or most probably I will. But I really like using her, honestly. I really like using her. And yeah, I mean, she's just destroying. So next up is the enhanced mode Terraria Alifa, who is not a bad unit. She's not a bad unit at all. She kind of fell off for me pretty early on, but she does a lot of things when she goes enhanced mode. So she recovers HP, raises her own attack, and inflicts provoke on all enemies for 2 turns. So she does a lot of things. So, you know, with the new administrator, we got another provoke character in the Earth Element team. But this Alifa was the first one, and she's a very OG character, so they didn't really give her that much HP. But still, administrator has just way more HP on level 80. So this Alifa is pretty fine in my opinion. But her damage kind of fell off. I don't know, like, people were not really using her for a long time either. So I will put her into the decent tier. For starter characters, if you got her early on, she's a very good choice as a charging unit. I mean, yeah, she has the enhanced mode, so she charges a lot. And she recovers HP and everything, like, so she'll be a very good choice for starter players. So now 7 or Rain. No, wait, is it 7? Actually, I need to look in my box. Okay, this is 7. Alright. I have not played many SAO games other than the gachas. So 7. She came out at such an unfortunate time. And while her being a very good unit, by the way, on paper, people are just not really using her. Like, even when she came out during that ranking event, people just didn't use her. And that's it. Like, she... on her charge skill, by the way, she raises attack by 10%, which is pretty good. She raises attack and magic attack on her assault skill by 15%, which is very very good. Like, it all sounds good. And she has an enhanced skill that raises physical resistance, magic resistance, and gives a recollection field. So all in all, her kit is very good, but her damage is not the best in my opinion. And by the way, she raises attack and magic attack on her incarnate skill as well. So if you're looking at her from the support side of things, she's a strong character. I honestly just am gonna put her into the strong tier. Like, I really don't wanna put such a good support character into the decent tier. Like, that would be really underrating her, like, for real. And even though many people are not use her, I still do think she's a pretty good character. If you're a starter player, or maybe have only been playing for a couple of months and you have her, I really think you know, she's a good option for you all. But again, they are just better chargers up here in the God tier and very strong tier. and that is why people are not using her in the very top tier of ranking events and stuff like that. So Rain is pretty good, but yeah, she just kind of came out at the wrong time, and many people, I guess, didn't play the game where she's from, and you know, the hype just wasn't there for her, maybe. So anyways, Goddess Xenon. I just mentioned while I talked about the Asana that many people were only focusing on this Xenon being like the top 1 character in the game when they came out, and Asana was kind of, you know, not as many people looked up to Asana as they did for Xenon. Lowering attack is still pretty good for some of these ranking event bosses. She uses crit just like the Asana, and they have the exact same healing attack, but of course Xenon raises physical resistance instead of magic resistance. So yeah, so Xenon is also a very good character. In my opinion, they really are just on the same tier, like this Asana and the Xenon. They are on the same tier. They both do very nice things, but one unfortunate thing is that for some reason she just didn't get her EX awakening. So I don't know why. Maybe by the next Earth Element ranking event, but that's gonna be like months. That's months away. So I'm actually thinking of either giving her the decent tier or the strong tier, but I actually want to leave her in the strong tier. Raising critical is just so useful still, even to this day, even though many Imaginariums give crit buffs, and there are many units even in the Earth Element team that just buff crit way better than this Xenon does. But you know, I still do think if you're a new player, again, she's a nice option, but not the very best in Earth Element, by far, in my opinion. So, you know, you can decide if you would like her in the decent tier or in the strong tier. It's a, you know, it's an either or. I really think many players would put her in the strong tier, or but at the same time many players will put her in the decent tier because she didn't get her EX awakening yet. It is what it is. I will put her into the strong tier. So jumping on over to Earth Element Rooney, she's actually not a good character, but not a very outdated character. I would put her into the not good tier, because while she does some interesting stuff, she was like one of the first characters to have a heal on attack. Like, I know we had the Dark Element Breaker Readis before her and stuff like that, but she was like up there, like in the very early days. She has this pretty nice magic attack buff, by the way, which is not bad at all, and she heals on her Incarnate skill too, so she's not a bad unit. But look at these Imaginariums. Increases recovery amount by 15%. By the way, maybe, I actually wanna take a look at her. No, it's the same still. I thought that they didn't update this banner, so maybe that's why we didn't have new Imaginariums, but no, actually, it's the same thing. Increases recovery amount by 15% against Earth Elemental allies. Like, the wording is very bad, by the way, but still, this is like useless. For real, like, you're not, like, at this point, we have Mermaid Asana, we have Towel TC, who I'm gonna talk about in a second. We have this new Xenon, like, all these characters have healing on attack. So she's gonna be in the not good tier in my tier list. So this is the only Break Yeller character we have in the Earth Element team, and she's not very good. She came out, these two came out at the same time, and they are old and not that impressive. Like, she does have the recollection field. I just never liked using her, to be honest. Not a very impressive character at all. So now, we got some pretty OP characters left here at the end. So we got Towel Tisei, who is a very good character. She's a carry. If you have a magic attack Earth Element team, So maybe you missed like the Unishering Xenon and Alifa, but you have the Towel TC and the Tauroni. So she's an OP character. Not only she gives special recollection fields, so 3 recollection fields on her incarnate skill, but she also raises physical resistance, which is very good for like most of the ranking events we get. She raises magic attack of all allies, so that is why she's very good support for the Tauroni and many other magic attacker earth units. But she also has another assault skill which heals on attack and gives recollection field, just like this Xenon does. So let me show you, is the exact same assault skill as this Xenon has. So she's a very good character, to be honest. And while her damage is like not as good as some of the other characters that are gonna be in the God tier, her support is very good. Reunifa Ring Alifa, probably the most hard-hitting Earth Element characters still to this day. She came out in April or something like that, like it was a long time ago. She has a super strong incarnate skill, but with a bonus. Her damage gets increased when the recollection field gauge is 3 or more. So she's a very broken character. She hits very hard and charges a ton. Like when you charge out this character, she just charges a lot. I really like using her. One of my favorite, probably my favorite Earth Element characters, because she's just so fun to use overall. Untitled Ring Xenon, also a God tier character. One of the best buffers in the game. Many people were using her even in off element, like in other ranking events, where she just gets destroyed. But her buffs are just so good, and she also is a recollection field character, so she also gives 3 recollection fields on her incarnate skill, and can do all kinds of fun stuff. I really, do feel bad for new players who missed, some of these limited characters, because you can't get them. Like, limited characters actually never returned. So I'm hoping they are gonna bring back some of these characters later on next year, maybe, or during New Year's. Because, I mean, 2nd anniversary would have been a great time to bring them back, but they just didn't. They chose not to. Tauroni, also a pretty broken limited character. I actually don't have her, so I'm gonna pull up my video that I made about them. So she raises her own magic attack by 7% on each of her attacks, which is a massive buff on herself. With her being a damage dealer, she's very good. So she doesn't have a super strong incarnate skill, but don't you worry. With all this damage increase and all this stuff, all these buffs, her damage is very good. And with her buffing her own magic attack, she's a very good damage dealer character. And overall, just very good. I'm pretty sad that I missed her as well, but it is what it is. So Earth Element Iskan, also a very good character. I actually don't have much experience with him because I actually didn't get him. I do have, by the way, I have looked at some videos on him, and he seems pretty impressive overall, but he's also getting replaced slowly but surely. He also raises his own attack, does very good damage, he breaks a lot, but yeah, he's also a unit that's gonna be replaced by the next ranking event maybe. And then we have the Christmas Administrator. Now I saw someone going into the one of the hardest stage on the new event, and with only Administrator, by the way, with only her, and he started to spam her buff cards. Like he was just constantly spamming this enhance skill. She raises her own attack and raises physical resistance, which is just very good, to a max of 50%. So she's very good. But one backlash that I actually didn't mention in my previous video is she only raises her own attack, which is kinda oof. It is what it is. But she has this counter skill. Now, in the video I saw, the admin was like constantly he wasn't attacking at all. He was just spamming this skill, and he was only hitting the boss with the counters, and he was doing like constantly doing like 40k, 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 and he just killed the boss. It's crazy how good this administrator is. By the way, her damage is not the most impressive in among the god tier characters either, but she's still such an impressive unit in my eyes, and this is what I really wanted to see the second anniversary characters be. Like these characters that either counter or do some, you know, interesting stuff, and not just, you know, hit the unit for 200k damage and just destroy them. So yeah, she's a very impressive unit in my opinion. That is my tier list. So yeah, again, I just want to wish you all happy holidays, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.